Did you know that Krampus is the anti-Santa of Austria and Germany, who, instead of giving presents, takes naughty children to the underworld? Or that in Catalonia, it's the Caga Tio that gives gifts to children? Today, we'll explore the 12 strangest Christmas traditions from around the world. Here, you'll learn about customs and events that celebrate the most wonderful time of the year in some rather unique ways. Let's watch it. It's fascinating. Krampus. Christmas has always been a time of joy, where Santa Claus rewards good children with gifts and festive cheer. However, in ancient times, mischievous kids face something far more terrifying than a lump of coal: the visit of the child thief. The legend of Krampus dates back to the 12th century in German and Austrian Christmas traditions. From the beginning of December, children would start hearing rumors about this dark, horned creature with fangs, carrying a bundle of sticks to punish disobedient children. According to German folklore, Krampus would roam the villages, rattling chains and bells, searching for naughty kids to catch in his basket and take to the underworld. The climax of this legend occurred on Krampusnacht, Krampus Night, on the eve of December 6th, when good children would receive gifts in their boots, while naughty ones feared a supernatural punishment. Today, this tradition is still alive in southern Germany and Austria, where celebrations include parades with people dressed as this supernatural being, roaming the streets chasing children, and sometimes even parents who misbehaved during the year. Caga Tio. In the regions of Catalonia and Aragon, Spain, this quirky yet heartwarming Christmas tradition is a family favorite. It all starts with a log decorated with eyes, a nose, a wide smile, and a traditional Catalan hat. Then it is covered with a blanket and, as if it were another family member, it is carefully fed daily. But the real magic happens on Christmas Eve, when children take sticks and enthusiastically hit the log while singing a traditional song, hoping that the next day the log will defecate gifts. This tradition dates back to pre-Christian times, when the log symbolized fertility and generosity. Originally, it would defecate sweets, candies, and nougats, but over time, with the demands of the younger ones, Caga Tio has adapted to modern times, surprising them with larger gifts, such as bicycles or video game consoles. Far from being discarded after the holiday, this magical log has become an essential part of Catalan and Aragonese families. If it survives the Christmas beating, it is carefully stored to be reused the following year, ready to bring smiles and sweet family moments once again. Mari Luide. Adorned with bright ribbons and jingling bells, this is a horse skull, or a similar animal's skull, covered by a white sheet to give it a ghostly, mystical appearance. The eerie yet festive figure comes to life when a person under the sheet carries it through the streets, leading a parade filled with music and poetry. During the celebration, revelers dance and walk through the neighborhood, reciting clever verses with the skull as the protagonist, often receiving food and drinks as a reward for their creativity. Though today this Welsh tradition is primarily associated with Christmas, its roots stretch much further back, even before Christianity. In fact, in some parts of Wales, Mari Lwyd also appears in festivities like Halloween or the May Day festival. Its exact origins have been lost to time, but the symbol of the white horse has been a powerful emblem in British culture for at least 3,000 years. The most widely accepted theory is that Mari Lwyd comes from ancient Celtic culture, which revered horses as sacred animals, believing these creatures offered protection and attracted good luck. These values are still preserved in this fascinating tradition, lighting up Welsh streets with its unique magic. KFC fried chicken. In post-war Japan, chicken was considered a luxury few could afford, until a visionary businessman named Takeshi Okamura changed that perception in 1970. It was in Nagoya where he opened Japan's first KFC franchise, and with an idea as simple as it was brilliant, he forever altered Japanese Christmas traditions. Inspired by the American custom of eating turkey at Christmas, Okamura saw a unique opportunity by turning fried chicken into the perfect substitute, creating a special promotion offering a bucket full of chicken pieces, ideal for feeding the whole family at a festive dinner. What started as an advertising strategy became a national phenomenon, and by 1974, KFC fried chicken had become synonymous with Christmas in Japan. Today, it's a tradition for Japanese families to reserve their buckets days or even weeks in advance, while long lines form at each branch to pick up their highly anticipated orders on Christmas Eve. What's most incredible is that, in a country with little Christian influence, Christmas is not associated with nativity scenes or cribs, but with images of Colonel Sanders dressed as Santa Claus greeting customers at every Kentucky Fried Chicken branch. The burning of the devil. Every December 7th at 6 p.m., Guatemalans light large bonfires in front of their homes to drive away the bad energy accumulated throughout the year. This ritual is closely connected to the Feast of the Immaculate Conception in honor of the patron saint of Guatemala City, but its roots go much further back to colonial times. According to experts in the culture of this Central American country, the custom began when people would light lanterns or, for the poorer families, bonfires in front of their homes to celebrate important events. The tradition partly arose from the belief that the devil hid in every corner of the house, among the furniture, under the bed, or in piles of trash. For this reason, on the eve of the festival, people would clean their homes thoroughly, collecting the dirt to burn it and purify the home of evil influences. Over the centuries, the burning of the devil has incorporated piñatas with devilish designs, adding a more festive and modern touch. However, the essence of the tradition remains the same. Burn the bad energy of the year and welcome Christmas with a clean home. Up Heli AA. A couple of weeks after New Year's, the streets of the Shetland Islands in Scotland mark the end of Christmas, with a festival that looks like a battle between ancient warriors. The origins of Up Heli AA are relatively modern, but its festive spirit runs deep, having started in 1880 when a group of enthusiasts organized the event to give shape and purpose to the disorganized celebrations that soldiers returning from the Napoleonic Wars popularized among the population. The vibrant festival pays tribute to the island's Viking ancestors, as the Shetland Islands were invaded by the Norse in the 9th century and remained under Norwegian control until the 15th century, when they were annexed by Scotland. This means that even today, the region retains a strong Nordic influence, which is celebrated with this festival where revelers dress as Viking warriors with swords and horned helmets, marching through the streets in long processions carrying torches. On the day of the festival, the spectacle begins as more than 1,000 people march like an army to battle. But in reality, it's all about enjoying a visual show that culminates when the torches are thrown at a replica Viking ship, setting it ablaze and illuminating the night to symbolize the end of the dark winter season. El Caganer. For Catalans, a Christmas without El Caganer is as unthinkable as a McDonald's without burgers or a summer without sunshine. This peculiar figure depicting a man defecating is a key piece in all nativity scenes in the region. Though at first glance it might seem like a modern mockery of the holiday, its origins date back to the 18th century. The story comes from a relief titled The Virgin and the Mountain of Montserrat, where the Virgin and Child are on top of a mountain, while El Caganer is discreetly placed out of sight. For this reason, the figure is always placed in a hidden spot in the nativity scene, adding a fun element for children who search for it among the other decorations. Traditionally, it is depicted wearing a sash, a baratina, a traditional Catalan hat, and a pipe in its mouth. But times have transformed this tradition. Today, El Caganer takes the form of famous characters, from politicians and musicians to soccer players and fictional figures. Far from being offensive, El Caganer carries a deeper meaning. It represents fertility and prosperity in a humorous way, embodying the idea of returning to the earth what comes from it in the form of manure, ensuring a year filled with health and abundance. Night of the Radishes. Every December 23rd, the city of Oaxaca fills with magic, creativity, and unique traditions during the celebration of this festival, which gathers local artists in the main square to transform common radishes into stunning sculptures and compete for a coveted prize. The origin of this singular tradition dates back to when market traders decorated their vegetables to attract customers. The idea became so successful that in 1897, the then governor of Oaxaca turned it into an official contest. Since then, La Noche de Rabanos has become one of Mexico's most original and beloved festivals. Both farmers and artists seize this opportunity to showcase their talent by carving images of saints, everyday scenes, musicians, and popular characters out of radishes grown exclusively in the state, ensuring a fair competition. If you plan to spend Christmas in this city, the festival begins in the morning. giving you the chance to watch the artists in action. As night falls, the finished sculptures are displayed in a festive atmosphere, complete with concerts, fireworks, and light shows that illuminate the tradition and pride of Oaxaca. Swimming in icy waters. In northern hemisphere countries such as Great Britain, Germany, Canada, and Russia, Christmas brings with it a tradition that is as extreme as it is exciting, jumping into freezing waters to swim after the previous night's feasts. With Santa hats on and a healthy dose of bravery, participants defy the frigid temperatures of pools, lakes, and seas. Besides being an attempt to burn off accumulated calories, this ritual has become a refreshing alternative to staying at home watching Home Alone for the umpteenth time while devouring a box of chocolates. In some areas, this tradition goes beyond a simple plunge and turns into full-fledged competitions. A classic example is the Peter Pan Cup, which has been held since 1864 in London's Serpentine Lake. In this 100-meter race, swimmers face near-freezing waters without the aid of wetsuits, swimming as fast as they can so that the winner receives a gold medal. However, many agree that the real trophy is the unique experience of immersing oneself in this Christmas tradition. Sydney Hobart Yacht Race. In Australia, Christmas means sunshine, beaches, and outdoor activities thanks to its location in the Southern Hemisphere. From surfing at Bondi Beach to enjoying barbecues and fireworks, the festive spirit is alive under the summer sun. However, the event that truly captures the hearts of Australians during this time is the Sydney Hobart Yacht Race, an exciting yacht race that has gained worldwide renown. With nearly 80 years of history, this open-sea voyage begins in Sydney Harbour, crosses the challenging waters of the Tasman Sea, and ends in the Derwent River in Hobart. After covering 1,163 kilometers, the race attracts sailors from around the world, drawn by its prestige and challenges, as no other nautical event receives as much media attention or attracts as many spectators. From the shores of Sydney, hundreds of thousands of people gather to witness the thrilling start of this essential adventure in the Australian summer and Christmas season. Ugly sweaters. The 1950s saw the rise of Christmas-themed sweaters, thanks to the mass commercialization of Christmas. Back then, they were known as Jingle Bells sweaters, but they were far from a joke, as they were actually a symbol of festive fashion. However, it wasn't until the 1980s, with their appearance in movies and TV shows, that these sweaters began to gain notoriety and became icons of the season. Interestingly, it's hard to pinpoint who designed the first ugly Christmas sweater, as they were originally meant to be stylish until trends changed, and what was once considered fashionable became outdated and extravagant. With the arrival of the new millennium and the rise of social media, Christmas sweaters experienced a revival. Since then, millions of people have shared photos of themselves wearing these unique designs, which now embrace the absurd and the extravagant. Many even venture to create their own, adding pop culture characters, lights, bells, and any decoration that takes the ridiculousness to the next level, making ugly sweaters a tradition that celebrates creativity, humor, and, of course, the festive spirit. The Christmas pickle. Imagine this scenario. The morning of December 25th begins with a search on the tree, not for gifts, but for a small ornament shaped like a pickle. The first one to find it wins the honor of opening the first gift and the right to brag about it for the rest of the year. But where did this peculiar custom come from? Although many believe this tradition originated in Germany, a New York Times investigation revealed that 91% of Germans are unfamiliar with it. To this day, no one knows for sure its origin, but at least it is known to be popular in Michigan, where hundreds of thousands of German immigrants arrived between the 19th and 20th centuries. In fact, the city of Berrien Springs in the southern part of the state has declared itself the Christmas pickle capital of the world. Its meaning is also an unsolvable enigma. One legend tells that the tradition began with a German-American soldier during the Civil War, who, being imprisoned and about to die, asked for a last pickle, which gave him the strength to survive. Another more pragmatic theory points to German glassblowers, who in the 19th century made ornaments shaped like fruits and vegetables, including pickles. In the 1880s, the Woolworth chain began selling these ornaments in the United States with an advertising campaign that highlighted their German origin, and they may have been responsible for the Christmas pickle. Now tell me, what is the strangest Christmas tradition in your country? Leave your opinion in the comments. Here are two options that you'll surely love.